Hi, Mr. Sample. I am going to be looking down at my notes. You took some assessments, and I just want to discuss those with you about your results. So if I look down, I'm looking at the notes from that. You took the Beck Depression Survey, which is the severity of your depression, Beck Hopelessness Scale, thoughts about your future, if you have loss of motivation and expectations, Beck Scale for suicide ideation, so if there's presence of suicide, severity of suicide, risk assessment, and the Beck Anxiety Inventory. So if you have anxiety, how severe is it, and kind of on the scale that way. According to our results, it shows that for depression, you are at a severe risk for depression. So those depressive symptoms that you kind of rated on the scale kind of show a little bit more. So that's something that we can address and come up with a plan for. For the hopelessness scale, and this, I don't want you to feel alone. You are very brave for completing this, and I thank you for showing up and doing this and taking that first step on trying to feel better. So I just wanted to make sure that you know that Beck Hopelessness Scale. So when your thoughts about the future, it kind of shows that you're in the moderate range for risk, and that tells us that there's might be something, the thoughts and feelings going through your mind that we kind of can discuss a little bit more in depth. But when you are thinking about it, when you're within yourself, that's kind of something that you might struggle with a little bit more. So, and then for your anxiety inventory, this one is also moderate. It's also in the same area. You're at, we kind of look at percentiles, and that means that people who are depressed, anxious, feeling hopeless, they score at the level that you're at or below. So for all of these, you're either scoring in the high, like most people feel that way. So that tells us that your feelings are absolutely valid, and other people who are in the same scenario as you feel the same way, or most of them do, moderate. So, and then for the suicide risk, you are, it doesn't show on that specific one that you're at a high risk for suicide. With that being said, though, I am looking at your results, and one that stood out for me when you completed the Beck Depression Survey. There was a question on there that says, I would kill myself if I had the chance. And you answered on the scale in a way that leaned towards that the answer would be yes. So that's something that we can discuss a little bit further. But then I looked down a little bit more, and when you did the suicide risk, you have no desire to kill yourself. I would try to save my life if I found myself in a life-threatening situation. So you can see where those two contradict each other. The first one alarms me a little bit, so that tells me that maybe we need to look into something immediate to try to get you some help, and then we can go down the road. But before we do that, I would like you to redo questions 6 through 19 on the Beck scale for suicide ideation, just so you can get a better picture, because maybe that's the way you are feeling at the moment, and I understand that. This is a scary time, but I want you to know that I appreciate you and understand you coming in for help. Thank you for taking that step.